Okay, so today we continue with our class Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. We start with Sefer Shmiras Lashon, and we're on page 215. That's 215. It says the way of the Moshe, of Moshe, the way of Moshe. Soon a son requires to totally remove himself from the father's field when he sees himself as powerless to resolve it. So if he cannot, basically son, cannot help, he cannot help the feud with his father. I mean, the help meaning not to take the father's side, but help to quiet down, right? She's powerless to resolve. However, in situation where the father has a high regard for his son's opinion and would allow him to bring the matter to a peaceful resolution, the son is obligated to become involved. So basically, if this father respects his son so much that he's going to listen to his opinion, okay, son can get involved. But if he's not going to listen to the son, he's not going to listen. So what is the point for son to get involved? That's the bottom line. The Tana de Eliyahu Rano, chapter 21 states, one cannot stand silently as his father and mother speaks forbidden talk. If he will remain silent, the lives of all three would be cut short. Basically, he has to get involved, so commentaries say. Of course, he should intervene respectfully in consonance with the stringent rules of kibbut avayim, honoring the father and mother. Okay, on one hand, he sees that the parents are talking Rosh Hashanah, right? He has to stop, as he has to stop any Jew, for that matter, right? But since his father and mother, so he has to stop as respectful as possible. It is a mitzvah for every Jew to make peace between feuding parties. Okay, and the Mishnah states in Peah 1:1, this is one of the deeds whose fruits one enjoy in this world, but principle, there is a primary reward, remains in the world to come. Meaning to make a peace between two people. Okay, so he's getting a reward in this world, but only like interest, right? But the principle in the world to come. Okay, even if one side is clearly wrong and deserving of punishment for having initiated the dispute, and one has the power to bring this punishment upon this person, nevertheless he should do everything in his power to resolve the matter peacefully. So if it's possible peacefully, of course, the other side would not relent, and he's pushing and he knows that he's wrong. Okay, so but still, as much as you can, try to resolve it peacefully, right? Try to do compromise. Such was the way of Moshe, who strove to make peace with Datan and Aviram. Though he had the power to bring the punishment upon them, I mean, he's a king, and he asked them to come over. They refused, right? So he went to them. So he could punish upon them, for they haven't brazenly opposed him, right? He's a king. Thus, the Torah relates, Moshe stood up and went to the son and Aviram. Okay, Bamidbar 15:45. To which the sages commented, from this we derive that one should not remain steadfast in this dispute. So meaning Moshe showing us that despite the great stature that he had in Am Israel, so he lowered his ego. He didn't have ego, but he lowered himself and went to this to Baal Lashon Hara people. Because Moshe went to the tents of the son and Aviram to make peace, he merited to save 4 righteous individuals, Or ben Peles, right, and Korach's 3 sons, from the suffering of Gehinnom. Okay, so we stop here and continue with our Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. And we continue with laws. Beezrat HaShem, maybe we finish it in today. Laws of reading from the Sefer Torah. Okay. So it's Siman 23 and Sif 25. Continue. After the Torah reading, the HaKadosh is recited, and one raises up the Sefer Torah. Okay. So they finish the Torah reading. They close the Torah. I mean, cover it, right? They say that the HaKadosh, and now they're going to raise and show everybody the Sefer Torah. Sephardim do opposite. They actually first, when they take out the Sefer Torah, they show it to everybody, right? And then they're going to read, and that's it. So basically, they have opposite procedure. So if you think about it logically, it also makes sense to show first from where you're going to read. All right, Ashkenazi custom is different. We do after we read from the Torah. Okay, continue. The Magbia opens the Sefer Torah enough so that should be 3 columns of scripture visible, and he displays it to the right and then to the left, in front of him and behind him. For it is an obligation, apology. For it is an obligation upon all men of the congregation to see the writing of the Sefer Torah. So let's see a commentary, and it's going to explain. The Magbia, the person honored with the raising of the Sefer Torah, should show it to the whole congregation. And the commentary on that he should see, one should attempt to see the writings clearly, that one can even read it. Mishnah Berurah. So basically, okay, so we finish the reading from the Sefer Torah. So we call this guy for Magbia, we call it Chagba, right? So he picks, he leaves the Sefer Torah, right? And and they say how much to open. So you don't have to show like you're a big strong guy. So 3 columns, that's appropriate. If you show more, that's the problem. So 3 columns, right? 3 columns he shows, and he has to show to everybody. So meaning what? As we said before, we said when we learned about left hand, right hand. So you start rotating to the right. So meaning to the right, and show to the whole congregation. If there are people in front, right? If there is nobody in front, like let's say Bima is very very to the front of the shul, which is possible. And for example, I saw in some synagogues, huge synagogues, but they used to be reformed, right? And then they changed them to Orthodox. So, but Bima is still in the front. I'm not sure. Maybe it's very hard to change. I'm not sure. I don't know, for whatever reason, they love the Bima there. So in this case, that nobody in front, right? So he would show to the left, to the right, and he doesn't have to go in front. And it's very important for every person to see the writings. So everybody should come up. And, well, people do whatever they do, but we learn what is proper. So me personally, I always try to come up and see the letters. So that's it. So the best way, like the way I see it, it's stand behind when the guy is going to sit. Whoever did Chagba, he sits down, and as the Sefer Torah is open, it's like right in front of you, like 1 foot away. Cannot go wrong with that position. Okay, so continue. As the congregation see the Sefer Torah, they proclaim, Zos HaTorah. This is the Torah. Okay. So commentaries say, those HaTorah should be recited only upon seeing the writing of the Torah, not upon simply seeing the Sefer Torah as it is lifted to be seen. So that's the big problem. So basically, people who stand very far away and they do not see the writings, they should not say this, those HaTorah. So let's see, there is a text of the full recitation is a combination of Dvarim 4:44 and Bamidbar 9:23. So it says, this is the Torah that Moshe placed before the children of Israel upon the command of HaShem through the hand of through the Moshe's hand. Okay, so that's that's the verse that we say. But one more time, as Mishnah Brura points out, you have to actually see the writing. So come closer. That's it. You'll see. Continue. When they roll up the Sefer Torah, we then roll up the Sefer Torah. So he shows it to everybody, and then we roll. Commentary. This refers as Gilila, tightening, tying, and covering the Sefer Torah. So usually in Ashkenazic shul, for example, there are two people. One is who does the lifting, and the second person who does the tightening, and he puts the belt and he puts the mantle on top. That's the Gilila. It is a mitzvah to roll it so that that the seam will be positioned between the rolls. Okay, commentary, and we're going to explain. By positioning the seam between the two rolls, one issue that Sefer Torah were to tear, it would not be within the text, but rather on a seam. Shulchan Aruch 147.3. So basically, there is I'm not sure how many columns, maybe 5 columns, 10, 6, I'm not sure how many columns. Every so many columns there is a seam. So they stitch two pieces together of the parchment, right? So they say when you close the Sefer Torah, so make sure that the seam it's like in the middle. Why? Because if it's going to fall down, as for shalom, so it's going to rip. For example, it's going to rip on a seam between like on these stitches, but not in the middle of the page, which is very practical and very practical. Okay. Continue. The Magbiya, right, should roll until the closest seam is in the middle. Okay, we said that. No. I'm sorry. The Magbiya, all right, Magbiya should roll it until the closest seam is in the middle. So basically, both of them are wrong. One guy is from the top, and another, of course, he has to also roll from the bottom. In the previous, if the previous seam is closer, so basically they say he should roll to there. So basically, he opened up. When he does have usually what people do that it's practically right when the guy who picks up the Torah, he should prepare the Torah so the seam would be in the middle, right? Even when he opens up. So when they have to roll, so they would not roll like extra to the left or to the right. So just a practical suggestion. So it says if previous seam is closer, so meaning that they already passed. One should roll there, and if the next seam is closer, he should roll there. So basically, it does not matter when they open up the Torah for the next reading. It's not going to be so far away, right? Maybe a few columns this way to the front or to the back to the back. So it's not a big deal. For minimizing the amount of rolling must be done is preferable. So the less he does this is preferable. Due to the honor of the Sefer Torah. So the less, meaning what? The less we keep the Sefer Torah open for with no reading, is the more honor to the Sefer Torah. Commentary. When the reading has not been concluded, and when the reading has not been concluded at the seam, one must roll the scroll. One must roll the scroll. One should roll it to the seam that is closer to when one is stopped reading. Roll the scroll is as little as possible, shows the honor of the Torah. So basically, you know what this seam. Like if it's to the left, to the right, whatever is closer. Okay. So continue. Sieve number 26. Whenever the Torah is read, we recite HaKadosh afterwards. Okay. Continue. Except during the Mincha of Shabbos and Mincha on the fast day. So two exceptions. So on today's was Thursday. Today they say HaKadosh Of course, on Shabbos, of course, they say HaKadosh, but Shabbos Mincha, they don't say. So why is that? Let's see. There is a... one second. Mincha Shabbos... just why not? Except during the Mincha on Shabbos and Mincha on the fast day. For then we rely upon the Kaddish that they recited immediately before the Shmona Esrei prayer. Okay. So what is the difference between Mincha Shabbos and Mincha what was it on a fast day? So during the regular Shachar, so today, for example, right? So first we did Shmona Esrei, then we said Tachanun, and then we read from Sefer Torah. That's the sequence, right? That's why after reading Sefer Torah we said Kaddish. But during the Mincha, we start the psukim. For example, if it's on the fast day, so you say Asher Yoshve, and after that we take the Sefer Torah, right? So and then we let's say we read from the Sefer Torah, we put it back. After we put it back, we say Kaddish, and then we start Shmona Esrei. That's why so we can say that there is still Kaddish that's said after the reading of the Torah, but because of the Shmona Esrei, now after the reading of the Torah, so it says right before the reading of the Shmona Esrei. That's the difference. So it's like nothing is missing basically. Number 27. On Mondays and Thursdays, the Chazan recites after the raising of the Torah, the prayers of Yehi Ratzon, may it be your will. A congregation is required to listen and respond with Amen. So it's very, very interesting. I think how many Yehi Ratzon? I don't know, I never counted, maybe 3 or 4 or 5, right? That's like supplicational prayers. Okay, so but only Chazan says, or right? Only Chazan says. When Tachanun is not recited, Yehi Ratzon prayers also not recited. So okay, let's see why. For occasion Tachanun not recited. See, okay, previous Siman, okay, which we covered. Okay, so this Yehi Ratzon, in some sense, it's connected to the Kaddish. Okay, to the Tachanun. Sif number 28. Thereafter, so we finish. So Sefer Torah is still there. So the guy who holds the Sefer Torah, so now they cover completely. Everything is good. So it's ready to be taken back, right? That's where we are. And we said there is difference between Ashkenazic and Sephardic custom when we're going to take them. So Ashkenazi custom, right after the Yehi Ratzon, we put it back. Sephardic custom, they would leave on the table for another few minutes until they finish next prayers. Okay. Coming. Sif 28. Then after they return the Sefer Torah to the Holy Ark. Commentary. Those who follow Nusach Sfard, however, do not return Sefer Torah to Ark until the Kaddish following Uvalitzon. So Uvalitzon, just to remind us what is Uvalitzon, the Kaddish before Uvalitzon, it's between before Aleim Lo Shabeach. Okay, so he finished that section. Until after, so and they say Kaddish. So before starting Aleim Lo Shabeach, Sephardim would return the Sefer Torah to the Ark. Okay, continue. But Ashkenazim returned at this point before Uvalitzon. It is an obligation upon every person that the Sefer Torah passes on its way back to the Holy Ark, and also upon the Magbia and Golem, right, to escort it until before the Holy Ark. So basically, there is a mitzvah. So if Torah passes in front of you, so you have to follow it. And especially these two people, the one who picks up the Torah, like leaves the Torah, and the one who covered it, right? So they cannot just turn. They did their job in some sense, right? They cannot just turn and walk away to their sins. No, they have to escort the Torah back to the ark. That's the respect. Okay. Continue. It was 111. Okay. Continue. 29. Where there is no Sefer Torah, one person should read aloud from Chumash. Commentary. In this situation, there is no alim and no blessings are recited. One person should read aloud from Chumash, okay, we said that, and the congregation should listen. This is done to prevent the obligation of Torah reading from being forgotten. Commentary. Although this is not fulfillment of the requirement to read from the Torah, it is done as a reminder to prevent that requirement from being forgotten. Very interesting. So basically, it's very possible. There is no Sefer Torah, or let's say, right? There is a Sefer Torah, but people do not know how to read from Sefer Torah. There is nobody who can read from Sefer Torah. That's in this case, they just read from Chumash. So the person comes to the bima. So he reads from Chumash, of course, with nikudas and stuff like that. But of course, nobody is being called. There is no mitzvah to. There is no mitzvah to be done. The mitzvah is to read, is to hear, or to read from the actual Sefer Torah. But at least we would remember that there is such a law, right? As I would say, for example, we have this law to wash the hands before the meal, right? So it's actually one of the 7 rabbinical laws. So in order not to forget that Kohanim had to wash their hands before eating this truma, right? So same thing is to, in order for us not to forget. Okay, so and last sieve in this Siman is number 30, and it says if 10 people are praying and they do not have Sefer Torah to read from, they do not bring the Sefer Torah to read from. They do not bring Sefer Torah to read from. This holds true even if they are incarcerated in the prison. Even on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. However, if they prepare the day or two in advance a cabinet or a chest which they designate as a place for Sefer Torah, it is permitted to bring it to those who need it. Okay, so let's try to understand. So basically, now we're going to talk about respect that Sefer Torah demands. So basically, do not just because people want to pray in this house or that house does not mean that they can bring it to them or even to the prison. So of course, prisoners. What can they do, right? So they need to read from the Sefer Torah. Still, we don't bring to them unless with following conditions. So let's see. From the beginning, this commentaries. If 10 people are praying and they do not have the Sefer Torah to read from, okay, they do not bring the Sefer Torah to read from. Okay, so commentary. It is disrespectful for the Sefer Torah to be brought around to those who need it, right? So we have to go to them, to the Sefer Torah, not Sefer Torah comes to us. Rather than having the Sefer Torah brought to the people, they should come to the Sefer Torah. Okay. Okay, continue. This holds true even if they are incarcerated in prison. So that's very strong statement. Even on Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur. So these people desire very much to hear the Torah reading, right? Even when the people cannot come to the Torah because of extenuating circumstances, it is inappropriate for the Torah to be brought to those who need it. Okay, so, but of course there is, we know that we do bring Sefer Torah. So let's see. However, if they prepare a day or two in advance, a cabinet or a chest, which they designate in a set place of the Sefer Torah, it is permitted to bring it to those who need it. Okay, so let's see. Commentary. So basically, for example, lo leinu lo lachem, if somebody passes away, so we go to the persons of that house, if he's a mourner. So for example, somebody lost his father, right? So we go to the house of that person, and we do read Torah from in that house. So the thing is that we bring that Sefer Torah in advance, leave it there as a Kitzur Shulchan for a day or two, and then you're allowed to read from it. So basically, if he became a mourner on Sunday, that's if they bring a Sefer Torah right away or even before the burial, it would be sufficient. But if they forgot and only want to do it on Monday, so it's not going to work basically. So commentaries say where a place has been designated, but the problem is if everybody understands that house, how significant the Sefer Torah is, right, and how they have to treat. So if, for example, I don't know, if women are going to walk immodest in front of the Sefer Torah, it's better for them never to bring the Sefer Torah in their house. Or there are children and with diapers, so that's a big issue, right? 117 commentary. Where a place has been designated for the Torah, it is considered as though Torah has not brought simply for the needs of the person, but that is being relocated for some period of time. So that's a big difference in like halachic language. So it's not brought to the needs of the people, right, when they need to read it, but only relocated. So basically, you can move the Torah around if needed. And now, since it is already in this house, you can read it because today is Monday or Thursday, let's say. It is therefore permitted. The Mishnah Brura 125:39 rules that this time period need not be during the days of prior to when we will need the scroll. If he brings the scroll to a designated cabinet on the day he needs to read from it, places in a cabinet before reading it from it, returns to the cabinet after reading from it, and leaves it there for a period of time, it is also permitted. So Mishnah Brura gives us this permission, which is very good. Right, I mean, in a situation where I described. So on Sunday, as I said, okay, there is no problem, still one day, so they can bring. But since they created, brought this cabinet, and there is, I saw a few times the small ark, like a wooden ark, and they put the Sefer Torah in there. Standing, not everybody have it, so they would put and create like a cover with a talus, like create on a desk, some like very, very respectful surroundings and stuff like that. So Mishnah Brura says, so even on the day when they're going to read from the Sefer Torah, so he comes, he covers, he put in this cabinet, and then he's allowed to remove this Sefer Torah from the cabinet, which is good for these people who just buried the loved ones. Okay. However, for the needs of the prominent person who is ill, it is permitted to bring the Sefer Torah. Very interesting. For even for that one reading alone, right? So he's ill. He's in this hospital, this nursing home, whatever. So that he's a big person, maybe recovered from his surgery. So we can bring to him personally, even there would not be any minyan, and read for him. Some authorities say that for a prominent individual, even if he is not ill, and for an ill person, even if he is not prominent, it is permitted to bring the Sefer Torah to them. Very interesting. So let's read one more time and we see commentary. Very interesting. Some authorities say that a prominent individual, even if he's not ill, so we can bring the Sefer Torah. He's not ill. And for an ill person, even he's not prominent. So meaning it's not like he does not want to go, he cannot go to the shul, right? It is permitted to bring the Sefer Torah to them. 118 commentary. According to this opinion, one does not need both factors, meaning prominent and ill. Simply the fact that it is being brought for a prominent person, or that the person who needs it cannot come to the Torah because of illness, is enough reason to take it to them. That's it. Okay. This would not be a dishonor for the Torah. It would not be dishonor for the Torah. It is permitted to bring the Sefer Torah to the house of the mourner for Kriyas HaTorah during the week of the Shiva, even if they will not read from it 3 times, as it is a benefit for the merit of the deceased that there is a minyan in the mourner's house. So basically, I'm not sure whose opinion. So basically, we go very, very lenient to the house of the mourner. Okay, according to this opinion, right? One was a little stricter, but here they say it's in honor of the deceased. Okay, 1 second. They should, however, make an effort to read from it 3 times by having the minyan for the mincha on Shabbos, or even after the week of the Shiva, so to ensure the Torah in 3 Torah readings. So it's we're going to see, I think, probably further that it's 3 times is like a permanent place, right? So I mean, it's more respectful. 1 time, 2 times is very temporary. 3 times is like more permanent. So we're trying to read the Sefer Torah 3 times. So I mean, it's hard. The way I see it, it's hard to get people for Shabbos mincha to come to that person's house. But okay, okay, continue. One may be lenient on the week when the portion of Zachor and Para are read. Okay. As there are some authorities who say that they are biblical obligations. Okay, so let's see what they're talking about here one more time. One may be lenient on a week when the portion of Zachor. So I remember this about Amalek, right? The passage in Dvarim 25 verses 17 and through 19, read on Shabbos before Purim, reminded us of the mitzvah of Michias Amalek, right? To basically to exterminate this Amalekim. And Para commentary, due to the added significance to these readings, one may follow the second, more lenient opinion, meaning they count this as one of the readings, basically. Right, and then plus count one of the readings, and since it's biblical, so to help a person to fulfill the biblical commandment. So on the weeks when the portion of Zachor and Para are read, as there are some authorities who say that those are biblical obligations. Commenting, due to the added significance. Okay. Due to the added significance of these readings, one may when follow this second more lenient opinion. Okay, I apologize. I read the wrong commentary. So after the Purim and prior to Rosh Chodesh Nisan. Rosh Chodesh Nisan, it's when we have Pesach, right? The exact Shabbos varies on the calendar. So that's when on Rosh Chodesh Nisan we read this parsha about Para Duma. It's about Red Heifer, right? Commentary. There the Kitzur cites the opinion that rules that one must make every effort to hear these parshas on when they're read, meaning this Para and Zachor. Meaning, according to some authorities, it's a biblical obligation. Okay, so continue. Okay, so we started next Siman. Okay, I mean, I'm not sure how it's applicable to us, but we're going to read anyway. Okay, let's see. The laws of the Sefer Torah found to have an error or other invalidations. Okay. So maybe we're not going to decide whether it's it's possible or not possible, but let's at least see what can invalidate the Sefer Torah. Sif number 1. If an individual was, if an invalidation was discovered in the Sefer Torah, there is a result in error in the text. It is an absolute error. If it is absolute error, we do not read from it. And the congregation is required to use another Sefer Torah. So commentaries say this applies even if the error is discovered during the Torah reading. Right, so and they must use the different Sefer Torah. The Kitzur rules that if this occurs on a day that Haftarah is read, such as on a Shabbos or on a festival, and no other Sefer Torah is available, since the required number of alim will not be called upon the maftir, should be recited the blessing over the Haftarah. Should not recite the blessing of the Haftarah. Okay, so let's try to understand before we continue. So we brought the Sefer Torah out, and we start reading. Doesn't matter what aliyah is it, and they see the letter is missing, or like half missing, or like something is wrong, or it's a wrong letter altogether. Some like big issues. So we say in this case what? We cannot continue reading from the Sefer Torah. So whatever, it's in the middle of the aliyah, we just stop. So that's a good idea for a shul to have more than one Sefer Torah. Let's say, I don't know, 3 Sefer Torahs, just in case, right? So they would go and take another Sefer Torah. And this would not use until they fix it. But let's say there is no another Sefer Torah, let's say, right? And they completed only, let's say, 3 aliyahs. That's it. Okay, they have no choice but to stop. And then we have Haftorah. Haftorah we read from the prophets. So usually the proper way is to read from the cloth, right? But if not, so many shuls just read from the book, from printed Chumash, right? Not Chumash, from the novel, from Tanakh, right? So in this case, and we know before the reading of this Haftorah, so it's from prophets usually, right? So we say the blessing. Not we, the guy who was reading, he said 7 blessings. How did he say 7 blessings? I think 2 he says before and 5 after. But basically, the way I remember, my majority of the blessing he says after the reading. So in this case, since we didn't have 7 people called up to the Torah, and this Haftorah is only for our memory that we used to do that. We used to read Haftorah because when these non-Jews not allowed us to read from the Torah. So basically what? We don't say that this person does not say the blessing of the Haftorah. Continue. What is considered absolute error? So absolute meaning that's it. We have to stop, cannot continue. An example of there was an extra letter or a missing letter. Or even if only one letter was switched for another. Okay. And because of this, the reading of the text would be altered. Such as the word in Bereshit 25-24, somim, right, was written somim. Right, okay. Okay, so commentary, okay. So meaning one extra letter. Or the word in Beezrat 35:7, migrei sheichen, right, was written migrei sheichen. So it should be noon, but it was written with a mem, right? Basically, I cannot find it. Yeah, noon and mem. Okay. Commentary. Siman Beezrat 35:3. In both instances, the word has 2 acceptable spellings. And difference is only on how they are pronounced. Where the wrong spelling is used, it is considered as absolute invalidation, though the meaning of the word does not change. So one more time, the meaning of the word does not change, but since it's the wrong letter, so we cannot continue reading from the Sefer Torah. Even though regardless of the spelling, the meaning of the word is the same, nevertheless, since the pronunciation is not the same because of the error, this is considered an absolute error. I mean, very straightforward. So pronunciation is the difference. That's it. This is also the law if the error was in such a manner that it could still be read as though it were written properly. But it was written in such a manner that the meaning of the word be changed through this error. So I mean, you can still read it properly, but the meaning changes. That's it. That's so we go by meaning, of course. For example, if you find a Parsha Truma, Shmos 24, 25:10, the word, I'm not sure, Amach Chazeitzi Rachbo. Amach Chazeitzi Rachbo. Okay, so that's English spelling. Okay. Commentary. The verse is delineating that the mention of the Holy Ark has required its width to be an amma and a half. Okay. If instead the words Rachbo, which ends with a vav, okay, and renders the meaning of the word its width, right? The width. It was written with a hey at the end, Rachbach, right? Which renders the standard meaning of the words as written with her width. So it's with its width, and now it's her width. Okay. Then even though the base could be still pronounced with the cholam vowel, and the words could be read chagbo, right? I mean, like very similar, right? Nevertheless, since it is written, it is an error through which the meaning of the text changes, as generally the word rachbach with hey at the end of translated her with and not its with. This too is considered absolute error. So meaning if it changes, I mean its with, her with, for us maybe it's not so important. We got the point. We get the point when we read somebody else's email. So you see misspelled, but you know what the person means. That's not what he meant. But in the Sefer Torah, every even small thing is very critical. So commentary. There is an instance in the Torah when the word ends with a hey, but it's still pronounced with a cholam. Okay. Okay. Continue. However, if it changes meaning, not good, right? If it changes pronunciation, also not good. However, if the error is in such manner that does not affect a change, neither to the pronunciation nor the meaning of the text, for example, avoid some, in a place where our sum should be written, with a vav after the base, okay, so it's out of base vav, right? Base. It was found without a vav. I mean, okay, so but we still pronounce it the same, right? Or vice versa. Or similarly, in a place where the word should be full, right? There is written with the attended yud. So I mean, even though we pronounce yud, but it's not necessary. But it's use different spelling with the yud, right? Such as in the word avoid say hem, okay, and it should be lacking a yud, and it should be or vice versa, or any similar circumstances. We do not take another Sefer Torah. So basically, if it's pronounced the same, and even it's there is extra letter, or the letter is missing, doesn't matter. I pronounce the same. So we do not take the new Sefer Torah. So it's not critical mistake. So commentaries. Oh, and of course the meaning of the word does not change. So commentary. In some words, the yud is neither part of the root of the word nor it presented as a vowel. I mean, it's pronounced even without yud. Its presence, however, serves to facilitate the reading by implying that the vowel tzerei or hiruk, it is therefore called attendant of the words. I mean, it helps, of course, it helps with reading, but it's not critical, so we just say, just leave it alone. Commentary. In all these instances, the letters that were added or omitted do not affect either meaning or pronunciation of the word. So that's the key phrase, no change to the meaning or pronunciation of the word. Such an error are not considered absolute and do not require Sefer Torah to be replaced during the Torah reading. Okay, so basically we have to fix it. Just for us, we have to fix it anyway, but at least we can finish reading from this Sefer Torah, from this specific Torah. Okay, so continue. This is all. This is so in the above circumstances because why is that? Okay, our Sefer Torah are not sufficiently precise that we can say with certainty that the other Sefer Torah will be more valuable. Let's see the commentary. We're going to explain. As we already are reading from the Sefer Torah, they're not required to be replaced it with another, because there is possibility that the second Sefer Torah will have similar invalidations. Certainly, though we should not read from the Sefer Torah again before the error is corrected. So basically, okay. So we agree that there is an error. So we agree that there is a Sefer Torah, another Sefer Torah in the Ark. So, but who said that that Sefer Torah does not have different errors? Maybe it's the same, maybe different. So we say, okay, let's finish reading with that. But next time you're not allowed to read from it. You're allowed to finish, and then you must fix it. That's the thing. Any question?
I have a few questions. What kind of error we are talking about? For example, human errors in writing the Torah, or
all of these are human errors because the Torah is written by hand. Yes, human error.
Deterioration also counts.
Say it again.
Deterioration by the passing of time also counts as error?
Of course. So, I mean, look, it is written on a parchment. So parchment is a leather, right? And natural tendency of the leather to shrink, right? We know that, right? So, and ink is even though it's a very good quality ink and stuff like that, it's also can dry up. You understand? It can become the powder. Very simple. Very like the older the Sefer Torah, the more the bigger the probability that there are some errors. Even though it was kosher before, you understand? Just to check the Sefer Torah costs a lot of money. A lot just to check. It's a lot. You understand? So we usually rely on the thing that the Torah is kosher, unless we prove it otherwise. And if they find the examples that we gave, the letter was missing, right? That changes the meaning, right? That changing the pronunciation. It's the first case. The second case, we said if Yud or Vav, for example, was there and the change in the pronunciation was not changed, right? And meaning was not changed. So in this case, we said, okay, continue reading, finish the Sefer Torah, but you're not allowed to use it next time. That's it. Only for this time they gave a permit, but no longer.
So for deterioration issues, you have more leniency?
No, there is no leniency. No. We just suspect if you're reading from all Torah scrolls, so you must be very careful. Because if this Sefer Torah was written, I don't know, 2 months ago, 6 months ago, right? So you most likely there is no problem. Let's say they checked with a computer and stuff like that, so most likely there is no problem. But if you read from the Sefer Torah from 50, 60, 100 years ago, most likely there are problems. There's not in the writings, not in the writing, but in the physical, as you said, because it's like ink on a parchment, right?
And the other question is, can a Sefer Torah be sold without some kind of certification?
Of course, without certain. I mean, if you wanna, so as I said, in order to check the Sefer Torah, the way I understand it, would cost like several $1,000s, maybe three. I don't know. I'm just paying maybe $3,000-$4,000 just to check it. It would take very, very long time.
So the errors we are talking about, maybe.
So the person sells as it is. So you want to check yourself. You can check yourself. You can scroll and see. You want to bring you expert, right? And just to, looking at the condition of the Torah, right, on the scroll, you can estimate how many not the spelling errors that we are talking about. I mean, the errors, like issues, not errors. The issues were because of the duration of the time.
But what about at the moment of the writing of the Sefer Torah? What if the sofer is called the person who writes the
Sofer, yeah, sofer, yes.
If he makes an intentional error, he say, "Oh, I get confused there. I will pass. I will continue writing," and he sells this Torah anyways. Is there any punishment for that?
I think so. I mean, the person who writes the Sefer Torah should be or must be the most holiest person. You understand? That's the holiest book ever. So it has to go to the mikveh. It has to have special pure thoughts. So not every person qualified to be sofer.
I'm wondering how it becomes that Sefer Torah arrived to a synagogue, and then they found that it has this kind of errors which cause to stop reading. How, if it is intentional?
So today, what I saw in some places, so how do they write? They put the copy. So you always have to copy. You cannot write it from memory. So you have to write it from the copy. So they put the copy under the table. So a person would have a glass table. They put the copy under the table, and they put his parchment on top. So one copy like beneath the glass. Now you have glass, and now you have your parchment. And they basically it's like fixed in that place, and he copies like he copies like what he see underneath. So in this case, yes, it's very hard to make mistake. But if he copies like in olden days before the invention of these tables, right? So he would look up to the Sefer Torah and write, look up and write. So in this case, I mean, even though he has to concentrate on his job, but there are millions of things thoughts in his mind, and he can make a mistake. Simple. I mean, human error. I mean, we check we read subtitles and we check the spelling and this and that, and I asked somebody to double check this person, this lady. The ladies are the best, right? She sent me 14 errors after it passed all of the computers check. You understand? 14 errors she checked, and when I saw, of course it is a problem. But she's 100% right. You understand? So errors are errors. Humans are humans, and we try and we use technology, and even with technology we did an errors. Yeah, you understand? So I think it's a good example. Okay, so yeah, any other questions, Israel, or we continue? Good. Okay, so let's try to finish, and then we can go to the open for questions. Okay, so we say do not take the next Sefer Torah, because who told you that that Sefer Torah does not have errors? So since it is considered minor errors, so just leave it be, finish reading, and go to the and basically fix the issue. However, if the word was missing, missing a yud, there is a part of the root. So sometimes yud does not change the meaning of pronunciation, but sometimes yud is a part of the root of the word. So root is for sure it's not good. It's changes the meaning. Such in a verse Bereshit 21:17. Malach loch hagir al tir'i. Right. So what troubles you, Hagar? Right? Fear not. If the word tiri was written without yud after tav, or that or if the word tira in the words of Bereshit 15:1, al tira Avram, fear not Avram, right? Was written without yud, we must take another Sefer Torah. So yud in one case when it does not change the meaning, so you just leave it be. You're allowed to finish. But since here it changes the meaning of the word, so you must take another Sefer Torah. For these letters are essential part of the word, and the omission changes the heading of the words. See Sharei Ephraim 6:10, Pischei Sharim. Okay, Pischei Sharim. Okay, so we can stop here. We finish this one here. Baruch HaShem. All right. Any questions? Go ahead. Any questions? No.
About this another topic. The Ana Bechoach. Why in some texts it appears to be Rachamei, and other parts it say Rahamam. What's the difference?
No, but why? But it's a different in meaning. So Rachamim, it's like, what is it? It's mercy. So it's merciful, or have mercy on us. So you have to see the translation, how they translate it.
So in the Art Scroll it say Resh, the Mem, and another Mem. Rachamam, I think it's Rachamim.
Okay, Rachamam. Okay. Then what?
And in the song, it says Rachamei. So what's the difference?
Oh, so the ending is like okay. So it's like so so in Hebrew, right? So it's same root, right? But when you change the ending, it's to him. So to be merciful to us, to them, to me, right? So that's what ending does. So it's but the root is the same.
So the meaning is the same.
No, the root of the word of the same, but this ending of the word, right? The end of the word changes. Like who are you talking about? Merciful to me, to him, he's merciful himself and stuff like that. So that's what the ending of the words are for.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Any other questions? Stop here. All right. No problem. So tomorrow, 2 p.m. If you want to join, please. All right. Good night then. Thank you.
Good night.